We all love hitting long drives, hitting crisp iron shots, and also hitting it close to the flag. In today's video, we're going to talk you through what a lot of people don't know about using wedges. Yes, that is a Costco wedge, Chris. I bet that's taken you by surprise a little bit, but I've actually been using these in a few videos and I'm really enjoying them. So what is it a lot of people don't know about wedge play? Because so many people understand that yes, a wedge has a certain amount of loft on it. You'll see that that says 56 on the bottom of there. It doesn't say 8 iron, 9 iron, 7 iron or anything like that. It just says 56 degrees. So that is the static loft of this club. So dynamically that can move. Obviously if I put that shaft leaning forward, that takes off loft dynamically. If I lean the shaft back, that adds loft dynamically, but you can see there that also raises the leading edge, and we really struggle to get the bounce active underneath here. So if I were to do that and I just play you a nice neutral shot to start with, you can see that ball pops out at a nice height, has a little bit of check and stops. If I were to play you a shot where I really lean that handle forward, you'll see there that I'm really de-lofting that club. You're not going to get as much action and it's not going to go as high. It's actually going to run out a little bit more there, as you can see. And it's a nice shot to play that if you are just kind of trying to bump it down there, but I'd recommend just using less static loft. What if I were to open that club face up? Am I going to just have the handle back here? Probably not, because like I said, that raises the leading edge and it increases the likelihood of blading it through the green. So I'm actually going to open the face up by rotating it, then lowering the hands. We'll show you this in a bunker in a few seconds time, because it's a really good way of improving your bunker play if that's what you struggle with. So we understand about loft, we know that. So many people have explained that to us in the past, and that's good. But what about lie angle? Because this is something which so many people don't understand, and if you can start to understand this just a little bit more, it will really improve both your wedge play, but also potentially your iron play as well. You see, if I have a dynamic loft here, and that points at you guys now, that's nice and static, that's a nice neutral lie angle. Whereas if I were to move that lie angle up right now, so that toe of the club is in the air, you'll see that loft is now pointing over your shoulder. We go the other way, and yes, the loft points the other way. So it's a really good way of understanding how to do this. And if I have kind of the shaft up in the air there, so the heel's up in the air, this is a really nice way of just playing a nice simple bump and run shot. Again, I probably use less loft, but you can use it more like a putting motion here. So have the handle ever so slightly forward, stand a bit closer to it, and just go back and through there. You can see it still comes out nice and high. We're still using that loft, but it's a really nice way of just utilizing the bounce on the sole of this club. So what do I mean by that? So many people think they know what they understand about bounce, but it's actually the camber of the bottom of this wedge. So if you understand that, then that's fantastic, but so many people won't do, and this is what we're hitting the ground with. We're not hitting the ground with the leading edge, we're not hitting the ground with the loft, God forbid, that would be a bit of a dig in there, but we are going to try and use that camber underneath. So when would you see a club where I have the handle down here? Am I going to do this when there's nothing in front of me? Probably not. I'll probably do it if I need to go over a bunker or get out of a bunker, but generally, as you can see, this is a really interesting way of trying to pop the ball up in the air there. That certainly isn't the percentage play. That one went okay. It's still actually further away than the first shot we played, where I just got nice and close to it, which is the percentage play realistically, and gave a putting motion like that. But there's so much that can go wrong when you do start to get further away from that ball, when you open the face up and you have to really release the loft through it. So understanding what happens to a wedge when you change the lie angle is really important. Let's have a discussion out of the sand, and then Chris is going to give us a really good drill so you can put this into practice, lower your scores, potentially win a couple of Staplefords or medals, and ultimately get good at golf. Okay, so when am I going to use changing the lie angle in the sand? Because this is something which can really help you. You'll see we've got a couple of different lies here. We've got a ball that's lying nicely. There's not really a huge lip here. So I can just have a nice neutral lie angle. I'm going to open the face a little bit and just have plenty of speed to get that ball out, releasing to the flag. That's a neutral lie angle. That's something which you'll see in most bunkers we play, unless you play on a links golf course, and I'll talk you through that in just a second, where you might have some really big lips. But you can see here we've got a ball that's really sat down. So am I going to present loads of loft to that? Probably not, because the problem with that is the bounce isn't going to dig under the sand like we need it to. This is a shot that you always feel like isn't fair, but realistically you've hit it into a trap, and you need to know how to deal with this. So to be honest, I'm going to take anything from here where the ball is out of the sand. You can see that's There's a lot of sand around that ball, isn't there, Chris? That's pretty much covered. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to square that face up, because now's the only real time I want to use the sharpness of that leading edge. I'm going to dig my feet in, I'm going to get the handle high a little bit, so I've got that toe down. I'm just going to try and hit it hard and really pop it out there. You can see not as much control there. If that wouldn't have hit that ball, it would have actually been quite good. But look at the difference in the sand interaction. We've gone from gliding through the sand to really digging down into that sand, and that's where you might think it's unfair that you've got that lie, but it's not impossible. It is something that you can play. So what if now I need to get this ball really high? I've got a 6 foot lip in front of me. Rather than changing the loft, we might dynamically change the loft and change the lie angle. So I'm just going to open that face up, stand further away, get the handle down. You can see that's changing the lie angle. So remember earlier we spoke about the loft with the T-peg. That's now pointing a little bit further towards the target. With plenty of speed there, you can see I can really hit that up in the air, land it close to the flag and have a little bit of spin on it. Again, really shallow sand interaction there. I was going to say turf interaction, but really shallow interaction with the ground. Guys, Chris is going to give us a fantastic drill now where you can piece all this together, and I guarantee if you do this correctly, it will lower your scores and help you get good at golf.
So guys, here's a drill that you will see a lot with putting. So again, fantastic points from James there, talking through how you can do this, obviously with different lie angles for different shots in different locations. And guys, if you are looking to improve yourself and you do want online lessons or in person, please drop us an email on that email below. But this is a drill you see with putting, so we've seen it many a times. Tiger Woods' favourite drill, getting that putter working through. And it can work the same, obviously, with your short game. So if we're changing that lie angle, we still want to keep this path nice and neutral. So whether we're going high, whether we're going low, we still want to get your path through that gate. We don't want to start seeing that you're swinging the club out here and you're trying to manipulate it with the hands, because we then know, obviously, we're getting a lot of rotation. We have less control on where that ball's going to start. We also want to see, or we don't want to see even, that we go back to the old-fashioned way. Obviously, we're aiming way left there. We're opening that club face up, and we're swiping across the ball, because we know some people send it straight towards James, some people get it spinning to the right, some people just pull it straight left, or some people thin it, and that's, again, no consistency. So whether I've got that heel off the ground, I'm nice and close and nice and tall and treating like a putting stroke, I still want to get this club working nicely through that gate. You'll see on that ball was a perfect roll end over end. Again, I'm just using this Chrome Soft to make an example here, the 360 triple track. But again, if I go obviously now to play a higher shot, we might want to think about this tee just being angled a little bit away. It's still going to work through, but the lie angle there. I'm then going to play a high shot like James did. I still want that to be nice and neutral and through the gate. You see there, both two different options, but my club has come through, gone straight through the gate there, and got that ball launching exactly where we want. So you're going to start to get some consistency. But then we want to think about obviously what that club is doing. In chipping, if we're playing different shots, are we getting that club working down or is it working up? And that's where we can start to use these tees again, obviously in a different way. Ideally here I would have a coin. We actually did this video yesterday, but the audio didn't work, and I had loads of coins in my pockets. But today,
You spent up, son.
no coins, spent
a pound and a 20p.
and a 20p, a couple of beers last night, and that's quickly gone. Right, so we're going to put a tee in just after the golf ball, a couple of inches ahead of that. And what I'm trying to do here is still in chipping, we're getting that club working down. So whether I'm opening that up, I should still be having that club working down through the ball. It should never be working up. The reason why we see people get that working up is when we fall back and we try and hit the ball in the air and we rocket it straight through there. There's no turn, the tee's still in the ground, and I've got no contact and I've got no control. So the ball just an inch in front, the tee even, just in front of the ball. If I make this motion now, I should start to see that club is working down. I catch the tee, and you then see the finish next to the flag. We have control over the flight. We have control over what that club's doing, because we see a lot of people misstrike this. So if I move that out, I didn't break the tee there. Again, this is not encouraging you to start thinking, right, I'm going to get this square and I'm going to start going, yeah, I'm going to make sure I hit down. I'm definitely hitting that tee and taking huge craters. If you're doing that...
John was sweating then when he...
Yeah, he He's around, he's watching from behind the trees. We've got to think here, we want to catch it, but we're not trying to take a massive divot. Even if I was then to open that club face up and try and play a high one, that club is actually still working down for that ball to go in the air. You see that tee's come out a little bit, it's moved forwards. I'm still hitting down to hit the ball up. It's exactly the same as we see with your irons. How many people start to get, right, I've got a 4-iron, I've got to help this up. Thin it, top it, all the shots James is perfect at demonstrating, not going to help us get good at golf. So we need to make sure, even if you're doing it with irons, get a tee down about an inch in front of the ball, make sure we're taking that out. And if you can do that, guys, not only with your short game, but with your long game, it's going to help you understand what your lie angle is doing, it's going to help you launch the ball better, and help you get good at golf.